I don't know where I would be without wrestling. I couldn't even begin to explain what wrestling has done for me as a human being. I went out for the basketball team in high school, and I didn't make the team. And I can remember being in the hallway as a sophomore in high school and having somebody run up to me and say, "Hey, listen, do you want to be on the wrestling team?" And I had long hair down the middle of my back. I was in a rock and roll band, and I was too cool to play a sport. I was going to be a rock star. And then they said, "We need a varsity 103-pounder," and the trigger was varsity. I heard the word varsity, and I had already tried out for the soccer team and been demoted to freshman soccer, and had probably had an ego too big to deal with that, so I didn't play soccer. And when I heard varsity wrestler, something clicked, and I wanted to be a big cheese, so I went out for the wrestling team, and I stared at a whole lot of light bulbs my first year. I think I was 0-13 when I went to my mother and I said, "Hey, listen, Mom, this is not for me. I'm going to quit." And she said, "Nope. If you quit now, it's a habit. You're not quitting. You're going to stick it out. You quit soccer already. You're going to stick this out." And thanks to my mother, I finished the season and placed at the sectional tournament. Mark DiBattista wrestled for BC High, and he pinned me with a cradle in our original dual meet. And he was seated in the tournament, and I came back and I pinned him in the first period. And that was the beginning of something special. All of a sudden, I felt like I had an identity. And that identity gave me like a laser focus, and really forced me to hone in on something that I felt I could be successful at. Just a little taste made me hungry enough to want to stick with it. And it was all in from there. I think for 20 years following, wrestling was my only focus. And to this day, I love wrestling with all my heart. I've recently given up the formal coaching piece, but feel a huge connection to the wrestling community and all of the people who I've met through wrestling, in the state of Massachusetts and beyond. And it's a special group of people that you have the opportunity to spend time with and share stories. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. And there have been so many people since then who have shaped my life, whether they be coaches or wrestlers or people who have just had an influence on who I am. And it doesn't matter what their accolades are, it's just a frame of mind. I think to be a wrestler is to live with a certain frame of mind. That you can always dig a little deeper, you can always get a little bit better, and you maintain that outlook that's so focused on what's going to be best in the long term. Everything I learned in wrestling I've employed in my life, and I'm grateful for it.